poop. Out. This is sad.
We're back.
Same one or no different?
Well, it's a different stream now. It's not the same stream. We could finish Lena. She's right there.
Yep, I'm going to.
Did you cut him?
No. Hi, Lena.
Okay, we're back and we're going to do that reading.
We're working on it now. I was in mid-shuffle when we went down.
We're sorry. We just seem to have a crappy
Hi,
signal
Karen.
again.
We made it. Hi, Dr. V. Keep in mind, we'll always come back. We're sorry. Something serious is going on. We don't know if somebody's hacking into our signal. It's getting very discouraging, though.
We have no idea.
And apparently our service provider does not either. So, but before we switch, there's a few network things we may have to try on our own.
I'm not even going to wait for Brandon because he doesn't get back to me when I ask.
I will talk to him. All right, I got a cut for you.
Yes, please.
This is a ghost tarot. Mama T has a question where your ghost tarot will probably come in handy too. It's a dream question, but she's going to be at the end.
Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands.
Upright.
The Three of Wands. Ghost ship. And the reversed Ten of Swords. So I think
I so have this, but go
I
ahead.
think their passing was an incredibly traumatic thing that happened, but I think these cards are indicating they want you to know, they think of you, they try to bridge the gap between the spirit world. That's that Three of Wands, that ship there. But they know that it's not going to actually happen that way. They're more likely thinking someday they will be reunited with you, but it's a ways off. But they respect you. They love you from beyond. They feel really kindred to you, the Knight of Wands. This Ten of Swords reverse, maybe it's their way of saying death is not the end.
Right. Exactly. And I think the message that I see for you, from your son, Lena, is your son is moving. Your son, you see here, the Knight of Wands is moving towards this light, I feel. And so they are on a journey, I feel. And also with the Three of Wands here, oftentimes the Three of Wands talks about travel. So I feel like they are definitely moving on. And it's as Mr. O said, because there is life after death. There is movement, and they are at peace, and they are definitely, their spirit is engaging further, possibly moving on, perhaps into another incarnation.
Well, when you mentioned their suicide, I realized, of course, how incredibly traumatic and horrible that must have been. So the Knight of Wands looks to me like, knights aren't exactly like pages bearing messages, but they do bear the tone that perhaps could indicate a message. They're looking towards the light. They're looking towards redeeming themselves from doing that. That maybe almost immediately they realize they should not have done that. And now, although they are apart, they are moving towards their redemption. They are hopeful of their redemption.
There's healing in this reversal. There's healing and a moving forward. So again, all of these cards to me signify movement, and so, and that is not to say they're not at peace. I believe there is peace here, I definitely do. But I sense movement, like they're either ready to incarnate again or moving on to, the better plane here, a better plane of existence. Beautiful. It really is.
Thanks for coming back, people. And hi, Mama T. Okay, so I'm going to pull the Lenormand for this question.
Saw the question, Mama T. Certainly we'll be able to do that at the end of the show. Don't even worry about that.
Okay, so the first card is the Blood Moon. And that's the moon. And so that does sort of indicate that sense of love, of bonding. But then you have the rats, and I guess maybe it's annoying to them that they have separated themselves from you, that maybe they realize they had a lot more to do with you, and now they won't be able to in this incarnation, perhaps.
Well, that's an interesting one. I really feel here this does reflect on the life they've left behind. They were dealing in their lives with a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety. That maybe some of this was apparent to you, but also maybe some of the depths of it remained hidden from you. And this is, I really believe, the crux of why they left. But really, I do feel everything here is indicative of a forward movement now and something much more positive. They definitely have seen the light and also what their actions have caused. I also believe they don't want to cause you any stress and anxiety. They want you to know, indeed, that there is a lot of love for you here, because the moon can be about love, sometimes in a romantic way, of course, but I really look at this in context towards the question as well.
Well, you ask about a specific message, and I looked at the bottom card of the Ghost Tarot, and this is what I got. I got the reversed Two of Swords, and
Movement, again.
I think this means your son wants you to move on with your life, to make decisions or choices that you may have been putting off, possibly because you've been, thinking about him instead. Your son really wants you to kind of pick up the sword again and progress in your own direction, and know that he will always love you from the other side, and it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. I think that's wonderful, Mr. O, and I also think it's another card that's indicating that there's movement here. He is moving on as well. So, wishing you peace, Lena, and so sorry, you had such a traumatic loss of your son.
Indeed.
All right, Karen. Karen is up.
Mr. O can be a little crybaby sometimes, so I'm sorry. Libra.
Oh, is it Karen? Oh, Libra, then Karen. All right. How'd I do that? Oh, you're right. You know what? I crossed Libra off instead of Lena. I'm sorry. You're right. And then Karen.
You're very welcome.
So
Lena.
much for my list keeping.
All right, did we have Libra's question already? I don't remember.
I don't remember seeing it.
And I won't have it in this chat.
Oh, what's coming towards me?
Ah, okay, good.
All right.
That's going to be your deck.
I know.
All right.
I've got the old lady cards here.
The old lady.
I'm using the Golden Girls Tarot. It is September after all.
Yes, you do, Violet.
But I will be swapping
on
this
you.
one out. My last use of the Golden Girls for the month. I'll be bringing in, I don't know, some other deck. Maybe the Everyday Witch Tarot.
We have to try to be better, or Violet will fire us.
Hey.
Violet will fire us and take over the show.
No, she won't. Violet is perfectly capable of having her own.
I know that.
She knows it. Looking forward to your blog, Violet.
Well, that reminds me of years ago when two friendly covens, their leaders thought, we should, trade covens because we don't get along with everybody anymore, and you guys don't either. They were going to do it through eBay. Sell
them on eBay. Trade on eBay. That's silly.
We're trading our coven for a better one.
Now.
What's coming towards Libra?
Alrighty. Well, the Ace of Swords reversed. Oh my. Ah, Libra, the Five of Swords upright. And death reversed.
Death reversed.
So what's coming towards you?
Poo-poo.
Well, it's not good, but it's not much either, because death is like no movement. You know, it just seems like things are stuck right now. And then you have that Ace of Swords reversed too, which almost means to me that you're almost unwilling to make a move at this time, you know? So maybe you are waiting for something to come towards you, but be careful what you ask for, because it could be conflict, it could be some angry words, it could be some arguments. You know, Mercury is retrograde right now. I don't have to remind everybody how I feel about that. Mercury retrogrades don't treat me kindly. But the one thing we forget about Mercury a lot of times is about communication. And I feel here that possibly some communications that are going to be occurring are just not going to be very advantageous for you. You have to watch what you say. And also, Libra, you have to ensure that you are really listening to what others have to say. Give people their due diligence too, because otherwise they're going to be resentful. And, you know, you're going to feel like you're being, you know, you're being either taken advantage of, or that's how they feel. They may feel you are taking advantage of them. So whatever the case may be here, it might be a good idea with death reversed here to just lay low for a while till, you know, things pass. It might be better to not do any major actions until after this retrograde period. I'm just picking this up from the tone here.
I'm not sure if I'm reading it exactly the same as you, but I do feel that that Five of Swords in the middle sort of indicates a period that represents unease, semi-stalemates, which is sort of this card too, only this card is just sort of saying so severe that maybe you lose a lot of will or morale to move ahead. And I realize some of our other recent cards weren't exactly along this bent.
Right.
So I'm wondering if this is a specific situation going on.
I think it is, maybe.
That maybe outside of that, like maybe it's a specific I don't know if you're trying to get a job. I sort of get a feeling like maybe there's interference in trying to affect something like that or to challenge yourself in a certain way. So if it's not necessarily a job, it's something that maybe is vocational, something you can do. But there seem to be either challenges to that, like maybe somebody feels you're interfering with them, and so they're sort of hindering you or maybe trying to give you this idea that you're not necessary there. So I get the feeling like it's a test of wills coming towards you in a way. The will to just sort of kick back and let the know-it-alls go about their way, or, you know, try to insert yourself.
Well, we know the Ace of Swords can just mean that things are not going your way. If you're hoping to get a victory, it's not going to happen. If you're hoping to, you know, making decisions are difficult at this time, if not impossible, or the decisions you make may not turn out the way you had hoped they would. I think more likely along those lines. And there just might be some blowback to it. That's why I'm thinking, lay low for a little bit, you know. Don't.
Well, you may have no choice. I mean, to me, that card sort of indicates something really will sort of say, no, we're putting a block here for you.
All right.
All right, first card.
So interesting, we have death reversed, and now we have the coffin, and then, lo and behold,
the key.
I think the key here is that maybe, you know, maybe after the dust settles, you're going to realize something has to end. Whether it's constantly arguing with someone, whether it's differences of opinion, whether it's this inability to make a decision or this making wrong decisions, something has to come to an end, you know, in order for things, I think, to improve, for conditions to improve. So maybe that's why there's just this kind of negative energy right now. Maybe you already realize something in your life has to end before things can move in a more positive direction.
Well, I felt before that this was maybe something more specific than some of the general good news we've had for you lately. So I'm wondering if it's true that maybe you had a side goal, a side ambition, and maybe it wasn't prevalent in your life, but maybe something has sort of made you realize you would want to focus there. But the stagnation could be the idea that, you know, it involves other decisions, and that the key to that is maybe resolving other situations or decisions, things you have to get out of the way, clear out of the way in some respect.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
All right, Libra.
All right, we are going to move on to Karen. I think I've got that right now.
Right, and Karen has asked, would moving to Arkansas be good for her sister?
For her sister?
Yes.
Let's do a yes-no on that. Why don't
Okay.
you use your deck, of course. Your turn.
Yes. All right, so I will use the Tarot of the Cat People.
Hey, you're welcome, Libra.
You're very
Sorio
welcome.
is kind of dark there.
I don't think it negates any of the really better readings we've had for you lately. It just looks like something else that's going on. I hope that it's nothing major. These are just indescribably good.
I'm not going to get them very often because they're too tempting. They are.
It's true.
It's from my Detroit salsa place, which is really excellent salsa. And they have wonderful nacho chips. But I saw these pretzel sticks of various flavors, and these are really good.
Just a reminder to everybody, we are not here this following Saturday for happy hour. We're actually at a live event. We're going to be reading cards live at our community's Detroit Pagan
count 'em.
Pride Day.
I'll count. You can talk about that.
Yeah, I believe there will be a fall equinox or Maban ritual there. And happily, I was not invited to participate in that.
Happily.
Yes, you know, a lot of times we used to, maybe up
Yes.
until the last 10 years or so ago, be asked regularly to perform rituals with our coven or just ourselves, maybe with some guest stars for local events. And these would usually be the seasonal wheel of the year things. And we did that, but it was always a lot of work for us. And we're older now, so we're glad there are actually some young uns who want to do that kind of thing. But if we are ever asked, we would always probably graciously say,
of course.
no. I
What?
mean, yes. I just wanted to see if you knew what I was saying. All right, what have we got here?
We've got, it's leaning towards a positive yes here. I
Yeah.
will say that, Karen. You have the Ace of Cups. That came on the 13th card, the last card, so that came out. And then there's the Ace of Wands. This just indicates the likelihood of yes. The other card, though, that comes along with it is very, very positive. It's the Lover's card. So
Aw.
I think this would be a
Oh, look at
positive
that.
choice for her at this time. It looks like it would be I'm not going to say an ideal move, but let's just say there are things about it that just seem very right for her right now.
This is a choice that, as good as it is for her, it's probably also really good for you. It allows a reconnection for sure if there hasn't been one, but it really allows each of you the ability to show what you mean to each other and to be helpful to each other. So
Do
I
you
love
live
that.
in Arkansas? I didn't even know. So,
So,
but I feel like there's definitely something very positive here. It would help her. It would be a great decision.
alrighty, and
Uh-oh.
so we got from the Halloween Lenormand, the Deadly Flowers. That's just the flowers, the bouquet, the silly kitsch of Halloween. But we also got Sir Pumpkinhead, and so I'm wondering if this gender regardless, this could be you, and that this is a gift, or bouquet, a gift you give to your sister. But another idea crosses my path that this could be saying that maybe there is somebody else, maybe it's a person connected to your sister, and they too possibly figure in this, whether or not they're giving a gift to of some sort, or if their presence is that. What do you feel?
Well, I don't always look. I mean, one of the main things about the flowers, it obviously looks like a gift. but it's about joy. Flowers bring joy. Flowers bring happiness. Flowers are, so keeping that in mind, I would say here that there would be a lot of joy in her making this move. Now, I don't know if she's trying to leave a situation where she had separated or divorced somebody, like there's a man involved, and this move would bring more joy back into her life. Or, I'm going to say, if she's single,
Hi, me.
If she's single, that she will have a lot of great joy moving to Arkansas, and she could possibly find somebody.
Karen
here.
says that might be a nephew, meaning the sister's son.
Okay.
I imagine.
This might be very good for them, though, too. Then that very well could be what this is indicating. That a lot of times it's hard on kids when you move them from place to place, but they may actually find a niche here that will make them feel happier.
So that's what we got for you.
That's what we have for you. I think it looks positive. Good luck with
It does.
that.
Good luck to you and your sister, and you're welcome. I heard you say thank you there. Our pleasure, of course. Whoops.
Calm
No,
down.
you calm down.
No, you calm down.
I am not on call.
All right. Hi, May.
Hi,
See
May.
you.
So who's up next? It's your turn.
It is Swathi, I believe. Yes, it is.
And
Hey,
Swathi-
Swathi.
I think she wrote the question about guidance for her job choice. Is that what it was? Something like that?
Well, I don't know. You're the one who keeps up with the chat,
General
you
guidance
say.
for this job, meaning the one that she announced recently.
Okay, for the day job. I remember you saying you took the day job.
Yours.
Wait a minute. I used this one already. I want to use this one.
So we got 1 or 2 new subscribers recently. Harish earlier before
Yeah, we're up to
the
424
internet
now.
failed. Yeah, we're up to 424. So
Awesome.
that's really cool.
Want to thank everybody
Don't
and
forget we're on
apologize
Thursday nights too.
for our downtime. It's kind of beyond our control at the moment.
If I had a knife, I would stab the internet. Ugh! Ugh! No, I wouldn't.
Our internet service provider is not a lot of help, and that's really making me want to switch. But it is hard changing services, and there's a lot of fees involved with that. And I want to make sure it's not something that we should be doing here that we're not, that's causing this problem. So we're still working on it.
Earlier today, Banshee's Material Matters, which is a pre-recorded show about your financial futures in the week ahead, aired. And we're always there live in the chat room, so we wanted to mention that to you. You can always view that. On Fridays is my Emotional Outlook show, where I do the same thing for relationships, romantic or otherwise.
No, not yet, Angel. I wanted to, but with the costs involved, I really want to make sure that
We're doing it for the right reasons.
we're doing it for the right reasons. That it is not something here. He ran a diagnostic on it that suggested some things we could try, and this has nothing to do with our internet provider, but with our own network. So we're going to look into that first before we make this decision.
I mean, we live in quite a cluster of people with wireless. There's like literally when it's scanning, we see like a dozen other right around us, because we're in a tight little condo. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it either.
Wow, Swathi. All right,
They do
this is
make it hard to
this
switch.
is really funny to me because this kind of reminds me of what we said initially about the 2 jobs. But anyway, let's roll with this. Let's go.
So there's an Ace of Cups reversed. And then there's the Justice reversed. That one I think almost did come up maybe. I'm not sure.
No.
And then the 3 of Wands, which is upright.
So it's funny because I remember saying before to you that, this job will do, but it's not a perfect world.
Yeah.
It wasn't a perfect job. And you would be moving on at some point from that job.
I remember that.
And that's exactly what I see here in this Three of Wands. But let's take a look at what this is saying here. I think over time, there may be some things that might make you feel unhappy ultimately about where you're working at. It seems like some of the joy or excitement that you might feel with initially getting this job could wane. And with justice here reversed, it makes me think that you feel like you might not be getting treated fairly.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if this is from coworkers, or I don't know if this is being compensated, if you feel like your company or where you're working is not treating you fairly. But that's sort of the way it looks, and it might lead you to start looking towards a future elsewhere.
Right. I agree with the final card there that this is what we did say earlier, was that it may not be a job you'll be there forever. I feel like what this injustice and, reversed ace may indicate that, of course, there are gender inequities. Maybe men are treated better or paid better, or women are purposefully treated differently.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought
or
of
less.
that.
It just hits me as an intuition that you may be working in that kind of place where, I'm not saying that they're literally evil to women, but that there are some noted differences in how they treat gendered persons. We're all gendered, of course.
Lenormand. They definitely do, Angel. They don't make it easy.
No.
We'll be probably charge some fee for us to leave them. And I'm not averse to it, but I don't want to end up in the same position with the new company. If it's something on our end, I want to be sure, first that it's not something on our end before I switch. I'm getting closer to that point, but we're not there yet. We still need to look into some things. And being in Mercury retrograde, I have to admit, I'm a little hesitant.
That too.
Right.
Speaking of astrology, on the 22nd or 3rd, we're going to have our modality monthly message, which will be as the sun moves into Libra. Check it out. It's our own unique way of doing that, the modalities. So the first Lenormand was the horseman, followed by the clouds.
Well, I will say this. These clouds are a little bit more nebulous than most Lenormand clouds are. But I will say that it looks as though maybe for, like, I really feel here, Swathi, that this is going to take some time to play out. It's not like it's going to happen overnight and you're going to think, oh, I made this horrible mistake taking this job. No, it's nothing like that. But what I do feel here is that there may be, at some point you're going to come to the realization, like the fog lifts, you start seeing things for what they really are, and you're going to want to make a move.
I would have to agree with Banshee. This is not to say like you've doomed yourself to a horrible place to work at. It just may be something that will grate or grow over time, the feeling that it's not exactly an equitable situation, or that it basically, if it's not that, ultimately you aren't happy, and that maybe there is some sense of fairness involved in that.
And that's what we have for you, Swathi. I wish you luck on this job. Hey, it's just a tarot. It's just a snapshot in time,
Exactly.
There are many things you might do that could change this equation, So keep that in mind. And we'll move forward. And I like what you said there, Angel. Yeah, I worry about some of the other companies, but I get mixed reviews about WoW. And WoW is available to us here in our neck of the woods, and we've heard some good things about them too, so I'm not adverse to trying them. But like I said, I don't want to just make this move and then encounter the same problem again, because this would make me crazy mad. So, and they do, but you are absolutely right. The provider we belong with certainly monopolizes the industry. Addison is up.
So
right?
I think we're waiting for their question. And I would also,
What would you do?
mention something, except I forgot it.
Oh.
You know, it's like that progressive.
Well, let's see.
insurance
You were
commission.
talking about the modality message. Was there something else you wanted to? Oh, pretty soon we're going to start setting up tarot talks. I know. He's like, what's she talking about? We
No,
haven't
I actually
talked
have the
about
card
it.
here. I have a card here for it somewhere.
But I have some ideas. They're going to be little gatherings of people where you will chat with us. And we might do some little limited divinations for a private audience. This is going to be completely free, but it's more tarot talk and chat and getting to know us better.
Will there be a no bickering button?
There might be a no bickering button. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. It will be Zoom meetings. It will not be live stream. It will be Zoom meetings where you can either show us your lovely face or not. and you will have to register with us. We have to know you. You know, you either have subscribed to our sites, we've communicated, because we want to keep this very, happy. And we also want to get some of our good people that we've become familiar with to get to know us better.
You'll
so
have to wait, Kara, because we're not ready yet.
It'll be soon.
It will be soon.
And I will put out a call for people. I will throw out some times so I get an idea of what might work for people. I have to work with Mr. O's schedule as well. So I think we're going to do a lot of promotion up and coming from now to the end of September. And in early October, I hope to have our first one.
Addison, are you giving us a question?
Yeah, Addison, do you have a question?
I know you were here a moment ago.
I know, I saw them.
Well, we'll give them a few more moments.
We might talk different tarot collections or decks we have. We might talk tarot techniques, just throw some fun things out there. Talk about people's dreams, other things. We want to open it up and just have a nice sharing with everybody. And that will be Tarot Talks. And that is free. It is free.
Bring your own garlic flavored pretzels.
Or whatever.
Or whatever.
And then later on, we will open up something that will be for a charge, and it'll be for people who are more serious
Thank you.
about reading or learning the tarot, and that will be called Tarot Triage. And that will be coming out probably sometime, I hope, in November.
Absolutely.
Last call for Addison.
No, they've surfaced again. They just haven't given us
Yeah,
a question.
I know. Where's the question, Addison? Please.
Is it over with the cancer? And
Oh,
that's
okay.
the person that you've been talking about.
So it's a different person? Okay.
I believe they've mentioned a person who was a cancer.
Okay. Oh, is it over with the cancer? Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm a cancer patient. I thought it was cancer.
We have that right, though, right, Addison? You're referring to the person you mentioned before?
Yeah.
No problems.
How we want to do that? Yes, no?
We could do it as a yes or no.
And see if we need something else? Okay. All right.
I already shuffled. Because it's my deck.
Wow. You're right.
Well, just keeping you in line.
Somebody's got to do it.
It's leaning towards no, Addison. However, you got the Wheel of Fortune upright, and that could mean that destiny hasn't ruled exactly on where it's going to go. You only got one ace, so that was just indicating it's a smaller chance of yes. Another card, though, which may tip it in a totally another direction, is the Five of Swords reversed. And the Five of Swords reversed is a card that I personally feel is the no one wins card, that both sides feel equally hurt, disagreeable, shocked, traumatized, whatever, by whatever events caused the situation. It's almost always between you and another person or persons. Hi, Sonali.
We'll add you, Sonali, but it is a long list. We may have to rush things along as the time goes on. We'll see how it goes. I think we can close the list today with Sonali for now, Violet, because we are running behind. Yeah, we have 12 people to read for, so Addison, it is leaning. It's leaning towards no. It's true, so that it may not be over with the Cancer, but I guess it's asking, is that a good thing? Now, I'm looking at this card. It may not be over. Maybe fate has something else in store for you, but it doesn't look really promising. It looks like it could be more fighting, more disagreements, more difficulties in getting along. Might also be that one or both of you, might try to take advantage of the other. It doesn't look like a very, if you were hoping it wasn't over, it doesn't look like a very positive situation if it's not over.
Yeah, I agree with that, and I suppose I sort of looked at it from a little bit the other side. Angel, whose side are you on? Okay, so we're going to run the Lenormand, Addison, to see if that gives us another idea here.
Well, we'll get you in, Sonali, but we'll just see how it goes. It's going to be, like I said, it's going to be tight.
Okay.
We'll close the list after you.
So the first card is the Grim Reaper, which is the Scythe. And the bottom card was the Ball and Chain, which is the Anchor.
All right, Sonali, we'll catch you next time. The Ball and Chain and the Grim Reaper. Oh my gosh. Well, I think this attachment that you feel to the Cancer may be coming to an end, if there is an attachment still there. Or it could be vice versa. It could be the attachment the Cancer has for you might be coming to an end.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that too. I think that's pretty obvious that...
The Ball and Chain is the anchor, which is stability, which is stability, security, etc. But, the coffin's here, which means it's ending.
Yeah, and in the context of the question, or how we've seen it so far, it does seem to indicate an attachment that, is possibly coming to an end. That's what we see.
So that's what we see. It's like you never know what fate will throw at you, but I just don't see anything positive coming out of this if it's not over. So keep that in mind. But remember, the tarot's a snapshot in time. Things could change, but I just don't like the looks of these cards, Addison. I'm sorry about that.
It's possible that Kellio did not return.
Yeah, we'll keep...
Let's give them a moment just in case, but I have a feeling they didn't come back when the stream was interrupted.
Yeah. Well, KC, it was nice to at least see KC briefly. He's one of our oldest followers, so, if he's here, I'd love to read for him, but if not, we'll have to move on. Maybe we'll just keep it open-ended should he actually come back. But it's late where he's at because he's out in Estonia.
So he's maybe 2 a.m. at least. I don't know.
Yeah. Kara, why don't you go ahead and type your question?
Yeah. I think what we're saying, not that it's over. How do you want to say that? Because we did your reading.
Well, that's what we need to say. Addison, we just did your reading, so go back and check it out.
Yeah, you might have a time.
Just did it.
You might have a time delay from us, I
Yeah.
think.
Well, up there they responded to yes, the Cancer sign, so they must have known.
But it was a while after we had asked that.
But we asked that while we were starting the reading.
Okay.
Okay. So all I can do is type it. Okay. So, Kara. Guidance from Odin, please.
Yeah, and we actually did the question in the way that you first asked it. Is it over? And we said most likely no. But when you asked, is it over recently, the card reading actually explained why maybe you might want to consider that it's over.
It's saying it may not be, but if it's not over, it's not looking very good, okay? It's not looking good. Go ahead and check out the reading to get the context.
Okay, guidance from Odin.
Yep.
Excuse me.
Right, so right before we started this reading, Addison, we did your reading. So you don't have to go far to check it out. And we're sorry, some people, depending on where you're at and your internet, there's often time delays going on. There's different little glitches, so we're sorry about that.
Thank you.
Hey, you're welcome. Thank you. I'm going to eat these. You. Oh, I heard that. Did you? He did it again. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was my burp.
Aw.
The first card is the reversed
On the retrograde. I will.
Four of Pentacles.
All right.
And then the reverse cards. What with the reverse cards?
These are all, well, the Four of Pentacles can be good or not, depending on the context of the other cards. Isn't that a good card?
I'm mocking you because you were.
Isn't that a good reversal?
You didn't answer my question first.
And look at this one.
Let's go crazy.
The Hierophant reversed, the Seven of Cups reversed, and the Four of Pentacles reversed. So, Kara, I think the message from Odin is let go of some of the things that might be interfering with you choosing a goal, a dream, or desire that you should be pursuing right now. Sometimes we try to do too much, or we set our sights too high. Maybe there are just some things you need to change or let go of in your life in order to go after something that you really need to and desire. So Odin says it's time to do that. And also, think outside the box now. This is a time for you to think differently, to approach things differently. And maybe that comes along with letting whatever this is go. If you're holding on too tightly to beliefs or patterns of behavior, you sometimes can't reach out for the things you truly desire because you're letting those things get in the way. The Hierophant reverse says it's time to be different, think different, do things differently.
Kara, you heard Odin fart, not any of us here. Okay. Four of Pentacles reversed and Seven of Cups reversed and Hierophant reversed. I think, a lot of times when we think about Odin, we think, oh, he was this king of the gods, he was the master, the lord of the Norse pantheon. But really, he was kind of bizarre and untethered because the man plucked out his eye or let some bird pluck out his eye, hung on a tree upside down for 9 days. Very unconventional. That is not what a conventional god does. So I think Odin is saying, be more like him, except don't pull out the eye.
This is really such a beautiful deck, Angel. I'm not surprised you like it. It is just a really nice deck. I think I saw somebody else recently using it on Twitter, but
I'm not done.
Oh, I thought you were.
I wasn't. If Odin,
okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Do not bicker.
I'm not.
If Odin is saying, I think that if you're willing to give something away, something of value to help somebody, a message may come to you, or a goal, or a dream, or a decision, or a path will present itself to you. But you have to be willing to kind of be wild a little bit and be willing to part with something of value.
Wow.
That's almost shamanic.
Is it?
I think it is.
Okay.
You're welcome, Addison.
You're welcome, Addison. Good luck with that situation. The lily.
Kara's first card is the lily. It doesn't want to stand. And then the tower.
Well, it's really funny. I almost wanted to say, now is the time to come out of your ivory tower and, really experience more things, really experience more stuff. When I think about this combination for some reason, I'm going back to this Hierophant reversed card here. And what it is saying is, if you've been holding on or holding yourself back maybe from really pursuing your goals, dreams, whatever it is you really desire, it's really time now to get out of yourself and experience, get more experience, go out there, like for example, if it's romance and love, go out there and pursue it, go to places where you're hoping to find somebody like that. If this is about spiritual pursuits, go beyond the boundaries you may have set up for yourself and explore different paths and things. And that's sort of what I'm getting from this as examples.
Okay, so when I put the two sets of cards together, I think Odin, in his sense of being unconventional, is saying that if you thought being in the real world of a job, having a real job, whatever that is, a job like mine, a job like somebody else's, maybe that's not really the goal you should pursue. Maybe you're growing beyond the need to be conventional in the sense of, here I am at the office, I've punched in, and now I'm going to type up the letters for the CEO or blah, 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 or whatever it is. I mean, even, working for a florist has a sense of conformity about it. But on the other hand, a person like you might enjoy working with flowers or things more. I'm just saying that a regular job is probably not really in the cards for you, that you should focus your efforts on your dreams of maybe guiding yourself in other ways to have that income or that job or that vocation or whatever that is.
Hi, Harish. We're going through the list like we had it the last time, so we haven't gotten up to you yet, but hang in there. There's still about maybe 4 or 5 people in front of you, but we're getting there. Sorry we lost you. We are having problems with our internet, but we'll always try to come back. So
that was it, Kara.
That's what we have for you, Kara. Good luck with that.
Oh, I know you're no conformist.
And we are on Dr. V.
And Dr. V has asked a finance
Yes.
reading prediction. And thanks for hanging on, Dr. Victor. You know us, we tend to be a little bit talky.
Your deck.
And it's my
Talking
deck.
one.
All right, so I'm going to use my Legend Arthurian Tarot. I'm suddenly dry.
Water break.
You're welcome. We try to do that. For months now, we've been having some internet problems, and we're not ready to change our provider because we still don't really know what's causing it. We have
Well,
a feeling there are
always
some
come
other
back.
issues.
It may happen again. I'm just going to say it, so just check for us. We want to finish the list we had, so...
I have that delicate kind of throat that easily gets something scratching it, like a piece of cracker or pretzel. So it's very delicate.
Well, I'll take that last pretzel off your hands, Mr. O. No! All right, Dr. V, let's look at the finance stuff. Hydration is important.
So the first card is the Two of Spears, and the Two of Spears is the Two of Wands. So that's kind of good.
Kind of good? I think
It's good.
It's
Then we have the reverse Seven of Cups again.
Again. Different deck.
Reverse Seven of Cups is a popular.
That's come up. Yeah, this is the third time.
Yeah. And then finally we have the Five of Wands upright.
Okay.
So the Five of Wands seems to indicate there's competitive ideas, and it may be about, the things you are planning. That's the Two of Wands. The idea of maybe seeing things really being well along planned, but still feeling like there's more to do or more that you want to do, still feeling like there's more to challenge yourself with. And so the Seven of Cups reversed is saying maybe you do have an idea yourself about changing things or going into something more specific. This is not maybe advice per se, other than to say that if there is something that really feels like it draws you strongly, then maybe this is a sign that you should try to figure out how to focus there. But it's bound to be something competitive where maybe you will really either find that you have to work with a lot of people, or a lot of people will be interacting with you, and that may also present a certain level of challenges in this.
Finance. This is interesting. It just seems like...
Wands.
Well, there are wands here. But in retrospect here, I feel like you have an idea of what you really want now, and this could be financially, this could be what you really truly, and if you're focusing on financing, you have an idea of what you really want, but now is maybe the time to put some plans in motion to see that it happens. If you are not happy at the present place you're working at, or you don't feel you're getting compensated enough, it might be time to strategize an exit plan. It might be time to look for, or to see if you can get a raise or a promotion or something at that place of employment if you think that's possible. It looks like the Five of Wands, though, is saying here that in your attempts to improve your financial well-being, there will be some roadblocks. You'll have to deal with some competition that will be steep. You will have to deal maybe with some people who want to, like, for example, if you're trying to fight for a promotion or better pay, you might encounter some resistance. That doesn't mean you should stop fighting. But what it does mean, Dr. V, is you should be careful in the approach you take. In other words, stand your ground, fight for what you want, but, try to listen to the other side too and see if you can't reach some kind of amicable terms.
I like it. Okay, so doing the Lenormand.
I don't see any imminent positive changes for you financially. Just the idea
Yeah.
that maybe you need to plan to go for something else if you're not achieving what you are.
It seems to be a good time
here.
to plan for the future. Now, you have the black cat in the Lenormand. That's like the dog. And then you have the spooky tree, which is, of course, the tree.
So you have an ally out here somewhere. I don't know if this is somebody that you know who might offer you a job or a position, or if this is somebody in your present place of employment who might be an ally of yours. Now, I don't know if this means that they're going to offer you an opportunity for maybe some more education or some training that could boost your salary, or if this means that, maybe a particular relationship with this individual or maybe individuals will grow in time into something that could be beneficial for you. I know this is kind of wonky, but that's what I see.
It seems like there's a connection with either people in your family or more likely your career family.
Friends or fellow
right,
employees.
who maybe will be helpful to you in terms of growth. Somebody that maybe can mentor you or give you advice on either succeeding more in the company you're in or finding another place. So that's what we have.
That's what we have for you. Good luck with that.
Good luck, Dr. V.
And the bad thing about when we go down as completely as we do, we have to totally restart a stream. We can't pick up where we left off all the time. Sometimes if it's a quick down, just a glitch, we can come right back up. But other times we have to start a whole new stream to get going again. It's really been maddening. I hope we can get to the bottom of it
Thanks,
soon.
Dr. Victor. That's kind. I felt it wasn't very specific, but I think it did more or less say what was going on.
Well, I think the first cards were more specific than the Lenormand.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, Angel, what you got for us? Sure, you should go in and out a lot with everything going on.
425.
You shouldn't do that. A single card and see what may be ahead. Sure. Me? Mm-hmm. Back to this one. I like this one too. Sunny. Sunny is in sleep mode. He's very peaceful right now. All is calm with the Sun Man. Hey, Divine.
Hey there.
We had closed our list, Divine. What time are we at? 3:30. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could fit you in, Divine. We could close with you because Sonali left. So we will do that. Oh, please, it's okay. Well, either way, we'll see if you're still with us.
Around. We're pretty spontaneous that way.
We had some downtime again. Our internet went down, caused us some grief. Top card, Angel, is the Queen of Wands. Wow,
Queen
wow.
of Wands.
Some dynamism here, some magnetic personality. This is a time where you could win people over, with your a presentation of ideas or knowledge or information. This is something that looks really positive, like you are putting your best foot and your best appearances forward.
I mean, maybe it's a combination of, things going on also with, the stars. Sometimes people rise to a higher occasion when certain planets are retrograde because of something in their own chart. I think this is saying really that you're going to surprise yourself maybe with how alluring you seem to others in terms, well, I'm using the word alluring,
Yeah,
but I just mean magnetic or, interesting. So you may
charismatic,
be getting attention from the right areas. And so maybe this could pertain to more than just, your work life or your personal life, but it could just be saying really that someone is sort of feeling your strong magnetic vibes.
Right, and this is really highly good in the business world too. I'm not going to rule out that this isn't somebody that you will be working with or, doing some project or goal with as well. It could be somebody in your workplace. I definitely think it has a work vibe. Now for the shadow side, this isn't all bad. It's not necessarily bad. It's the Nine of Pentacles reversed. For me, that could just indicate that, some some conditions in the workplace may not be totally advantageous to you right now. This is one of those things where less could be more. In other words, do you need anything else on your plate there right now? Probably not. But, I feel here that, what is the reward for standing out and doing good stuff? More work, right? And so I almost, for some reason, feel that vibe here somehow. You might look at this differently.
It's a vibe of sort of maybe being dragged out of your comfort zone because of being, like the right choice for somebody. Like maybe
that's a good point.
You just sort of are too good to be true to someone, and so they're sort of like, come here, we can use you for something.
And you're like, wait a minute.
That's not what I was intending. But it's the same as what you said.
Right.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Right. I like the way he said it, though, because that really makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, my dad used to say things like that, too.
You are good. Worry when they do not. There's a point there.
There's a
point
there.
And that started what started happening to me. I knew for some time they were winding down my department. And they were just trying to push as much fast at us, but no new things were coming in because they were trying to clean things up. So, yeah, there is a truth to what you say there, Angel. Or what your dad said.
Well, my old stomping grounds have asked me to do a doll display for October and November. And of course, because it's mid-September when they asked me, I know that means that either somebody pooped out on them or I'm just the reliable go-to because they know I'll do it. So that's just me, though.
Well, so we got the Scythe here, which is really interesting.
And then the Crossroads.
What could this mean? So I think here you have to make some decisions, some sharp decisions. Notice the sixth, the Scythe. There's going to be some, decisions that you're going to have to make related to this. So I almost feel here it's almost like Mr. O said, will want to throw you into something because they think you're perfect for this. But it's up to you. You're the one who can say yes or no on this. And,
Well, I'm getting the feeling like maybe this would cut away another opportunity you were hoping to do or cut you from another path. Like they're saying, well, no, we don't want you to do this anymore. We want you to do this. And you really wanted to do that thing. So it could be something like that happening.
Yeah, it could be. Because this is pointing right at the crossroads. I really feel here that you are going to have to make a decision.
Yeah.
And it's not saying not to take it, but I do wonder about it a little bit. There's nothing here that's super ominous other than do you feel comfortable taking this on at this time, because it's like what Mr. O said. This might pull you a little bit out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you'll have a decision to make. And that's what we have for you, Angel. Good luck with that.
All right.
And I believe, let's see.
It's Vidi. Did he?
Oh, you're going to ask him about Violet. Let it go. It'll get there when it gets there. You just got to breathe and let it go.
You're welcome, Angel.
Vidi, are you here with us? I don't know if Vidi came back.
They gave the question.
Oh, okay.
She has it. What truth am I hiding from myself?
Okay, let's do it.
All right. Well, then, I guess I would
It's hard. I know it is.
the Tarot of the Cat People.
That's why I don't order stuff overseas very much. I don't want to go through all of that hassle. That's why I'm still wondering about the decks from Great Britain. I'm like, yeah, they're nice. It would be nice, but so I don't know. Was I picking on you? I didn't mean to. I want to just calm you down. I also saw you ask that same question on Twitter. Did anybody respond there? I guess not. Hush, Banshee. Shh. Here you go.
Okay, so Vidi asks, what truth am I hiding from myself?
Okay, I heard ya.
I'm repeating it for the audience.
Okay.
And there's the Knight of Wands, who has shown up before today. There's also a Nine of Cups. And there's also a Sun.
Wow, such positive cards. And now I have to figure out what this means as far as what you're hiding from yourself.
Well,
Vidi.
you're hiding maybe that you already have happiness in your life. Maybe you don't feel you deserve this happiness. Maybe you don't feel you're getting what you really want to wish for. But it sort of feels like you just don't see that you do have more than what you think you may have. It may also be too that what you're hiding from yourself is that if you don't have these things now, you are moving towards them. Maybe you're not moving as fast towards them, but the Knight of Wands is a knight moving towards something. And in this case, I think it is that idea of what your wishes or what the happiness goals you are. You just don't have them now. And maybe you just don't realize that's the truth that you could be hiding from yourself.
So let's look at these cards separately here just for a minute. I'm going to try to get my bearings as I go, because these are really positive cards, Vidi. It's, you know, the Knight of Wands is somebody who is on the move, who's aggressively pursuing something. You know, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, a career, happiness, more money, more wealth. You are pursuing what it is your heart truly desires. And the end result is this ultimate success and happiness. And so all of these things fit together so nicely. I'm like, are you hiding this from yourself? Do you not understand which way you need to go in order to achieve, you know, your heart's desire and this happiness which you seek? Is that what is hidden from you? Because really the Knight of Cups, or I'm sorry, the Knight of Wands here is showing somebody very capable of moving aggressively towards what they desire. So maybe you're just still unsure about the direction, but all of this says this is very, very achievable for you if you don't have it already. It's like Mr. O said, is it the fact that you really have this, but you're not seeing it? You're not seeing it for what it is? You're not appreciating where you are right now in your life?
Maybe that's the truth, is that you don't appreciate you have these things, that you're hiding that truth from yourself. that you know you have these things, but you just don't feel you deserve them or you worked hard enough for them. Maybe you felt that they came to you too much as luck or circumstance because of some privilege of some sort. I'm not sure, really. It is kind of interesting, and I would welcome you to say, no, this is total BS, this is total wrong, you know. But that's what it looks like. So I'm going to throw the Lenormand now, Vidi, to see if it gives us some other information. And, of course, the first one is the raven. Is that the snake?
No, look at the number.
17.
That's the stork.
That's the stork in the regular Lenormand. And then there's the fox, who is always the fox.
So I wonder if this isn't career-oriented, or there is something to do with maybe potential career things here. Or it could be relationships. It could be family. I could go either way on this, because on the one hand, the stork is about birth, giving birth to, but that could also mean new beginnings, positive beginnings. The fox can be about sensuality, sexuality. It can also be about work and employment. And so I feel here that this could be a new beginning for you with business and work, finding your place, finding something that's very worthwhile. I think it's a positive new beginning.
Well, to put it in context with the first set of cards, it could just be saying that these are things you don't want for some reason. You don't want to be this for some reason. And
no,
it's really
just hidden. It's not that they don't want it.
Well, the truth is that maybe you somehow know you're going that way, whether you really want to or not. That it really is just like your fate or your destiny, and that even if you wanted to go in some other direction, maybe you can't. I don't know. It is hard. I like this part of it better, that's for sure.
So what is hidden from you is maybe where to find this new beginning. Where are you going to find this new beginning of employment? Maybe you're just not getting a clear picture of what you should do. Or if this is about relationships and family, if this whole thing is about that instead, because really, I could see either here. And so if it's about that, maybe it's just hidden to you the path to move forward to obtain what it is you truly desire. And it just seems to me it's there. It really is there. I think you have to either recognize it or find it, because it's there.
All right.
Success is almost assured.
Yeah,
So
really looks so positive.
That's what we have for you. I hope this makes some sense. I know it may not answer the question in the way you would have liked it, but it's almost like the cards are saying, what are you talking about? This is not hidden from you. It's right here in plain sight. You can find this.
All right, so you're up for Mohaha, who has asked, when will I get an official job?
Okay. It's funny, I read that fast and I first thought it said, when will I get an office job? It's an official job. Gotcha.
A stable job. A real job. A job you'll keep, or, in all likelihood could keep. Nothing temporary.
Oh, is it my deck?
Yes, it's your deck, dear.
Sorry.
All right.
I gotcha. That hat, that
Matches the
beanie
shirt.
was almost made for that shirt, Mr. O.
I'm surprised nobody complimented me.
Aw.
Even
Well,
KC the first time. He always would say something about me wearing a beret.
that's true. KC did not comment on your beret.
He disappointed me.
Aw. And he's gone now.
He's gone now.
All right.
Excuse me.
Well, doggone it. There's a different deck for it, but there's that Ace of Swords reversed again. The Six of Cups is reversed. Man. And Temperance is reversed.
Well, the when is
I
going
guess
to be
this is my
pretty
day for
hard,
reversed cards.
hard to ferret this one out, I think.
So let's look at this and see what's going on here. I think what you have to do, well, first off, I don't see timing reflected here. What I might want to do is follow up quickly with a yes-no on this Mo. But what I'm seeing here is, what I do want to tell you is, don't cling to past losses or defeats. I mean, if you've been getting rejected for jobs, or if you've lost a job, or, you know, jobs that just didn't appeal to you, try to let that go now. Try to let those experiences be a part of your past. It may be causing a little bit of stress and anxiety here for you that you don't need right now. You need to really think more clearly about your path moving forward, and to keep the fight alive, you know, keep the fight alive to try to obtain the job that you really want.
It's hard to answer a question like you asked the when, because there are so many variables in tarot. And so this card reading sort of points out more what may be hindering you. And some of this may be some of your attitudes. You may not be feeling as confident or feeling that you're able to apply what you know to a situation to get a job. So in other words, you're not finding the kind of jobs that you think what you can do would really be able to get you that job. That could be one thing. The other thing is, with that Six of Coins, you may be feeling like your skill levels are outdated, or they're not sufficient for what now may be interesting you, or for what now may be looking like an easier job to get. So you may be feeling mismatched too. And so both of those, though, are about things that are a little bit dependent on your attitude. Possibly you can work on changing them. For example, if you can possibly go to a public library, you could probably find books with skill levels for things you might want to be interested in learning. There, like I said, it's really hard to see the when here.
Well, we're going to fix that with a yes-no, I think.
Yeah.
But I want to do this.
And then the other thing is that maybe the overall environment or job environment where you're at is kind of a little bit mixed right now, and that's that Temperance card too. It just may be that it sort of indicates the overall idea that there's a mismatching between skills that some people have and maybe the jobs that are available. So in the Lenormand department, we threw the cross and the lily.
So maybe you are worried a little bit either about your skill level or why people are not giving you a chance right now. The cross is about anxieties and worries. And see, I'm kind of thinking about that in terms of these two cards here. You know, you've got to let some of whatever's happened in the past go now, and hoping that you will be able to overcome, you know, whatever these shortcomings are, whether it's your skill levels or you just, you know, oftentimes when we're applying for work, you know, and I don't know where you're at in the process. Let's say you're, for example, for people who are just getting out of college, you know, they're outclassed by a lot of other people with more experience than they are, and they have to try to find a way in to get their niche. So, you know, sometimes some job markets are tighter than others. So there's just a lot of worry and stress right now for you, and you've got to kind of try to let that go and keep going with the flow, keep trying, keep putting the resumes out there till it works. But we're going to do a yes-no as soon as he's done.
I agree with that for the most part. I mean, I feel that the evolution that you need to work on is the idea maybe that you feel like it's over. Like maybe you already have this idea that things are going to end well. Too much pessimism. You need to evolve that idea, and maybe you evolve that idea by evolving what you have to offer.
Well, that is very rough, Harish. I understand why you're concerned. And the stress is definitely evident in these
Well,
cards
Harish
here.
has asked the same question that Mo has asked, and we're on Mo's
Oh, I'm
reading.
sorry, Harish.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm mixing you up.
sorry.
But
I
anyway,
caught that.
Mo, stress is very evident in these cards here, Mo. We'll get to you in a minute, Harish. But Mo,
Yeah, and
let's
please don't say that, because I feel like I would have to try to get you to call the right numbers if you say things like that. Don't. I mean, I understand what you're saying, but that
Who are you talking to?
the person who said they feel suicidal.
Oh, dear me. Okay.
Pay attention.
All right. Well, I want to do a yes/no, and what we're going to do for you, Mo, is we're going to ask if you're going to get a job within the next 6 weeks. I want to see if there's any sign here that something could come through for you in the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, and we will take your question, Harish. I'm sorry if that was a little bit bitter there. I'm just trying to.
It's
keep it all
not bitter.
together.
We're very concerned when we hear things like that.
Yeah.
So be aware. Try to hang in there. Don't let anything get you that down. Seek help if you feel that way. There are people who will assist you. It's very rough. I understand.
We're doing one more question for you, Mo, just to ask. Are we asking it with a time frame in mind?
6 weeks, I said. We're going to ask a yes/no question, Mo, to see if you will get a job in the next 6 weeks. I feel we need to add this because there was just not a really good time element there in that reading. So we'll try to at least narrow it down a little bit for you. See what the likelihood is.
Here's a cat to cheer us up. Hi, Sunman.
Wow, this came up really fast, Mo. We have 3 aces in this reading. This is our yes/no reading where we look for aces to tell us if it's a yes or a no. Within the next 3 weeks, there's a really good chance.
6 weeks.
Oh, I'm sorry, 6 weeks. Didn't I say that? Within the next 6 weeks, there is a good chance that you could find employment. It's very possible. This doesn't tell us what kind. It's not giving us any information other than the fact that it's almost saying there's definitely a good possibility for this to occur. So my advice to you would be to keep, even if you think there's something good out there, keep putting resumes out there. It does not hurt. Even if you have an interview lined up, keep putting more resumes out there so that if something falls through, you have other things in the mix. Just keep at it because the prospects are looking up for you in the next 6 weeks. So hang in there, Mo.
And Harish has the interview scheduled
Okay.
for the 21st, I believe they said.
So is that what this is about?
They're asking about a job too.
I'd like the question.
I'm looking for it.
No one is helping. I have an interview on the 21st. That's what I see.
Well, Violet restated the job too at
Harish
one point.
Chandra's up. They asked, when will I get a job? It's a when. Okay.
Right, that's why you got confused, because it's like Mo's question.
Yeah, it's like Mo's question. So,
We will do
Let's-
it with the idea of 2 months in mind. Or do you want to say 1 month? How do you want to do
well,
this?
let's say 2 months, but if this is not very clear, I want to do the same thing again. Do
Right.
the next 6 weeks and see what we get with a yes or no.
And your shuffle?
I don't want to restrict myself to this because timing just doesn't come out good in here.
That's true. You're right. You're right. I see. So you're either a Cancer or a Gemini. You probably said so earlier. Yeah, I've had the bad health lately.
Mhm. I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, we are sorry, right? And I know what it's like to, have someone else to try to please in your life. I know it's not easy. I was talking about you. All right, so the reversed Three of Pentacles. The reversed Sun. And the upright Ten of Wands.
Well, see, that's why I say these are not, is not the way to
They're not
answer
as-
a when question.
Right, not the way we asked it.
But do you want to look at that and say something now?
Sure. I think that the Ten of Wands seems to indicate there's a lot of hardship right now, and it may not be connected to your not having a job. It might be connected maybe to your other situations. The, what was that, the Three of Swords?
Three of Pentacles, I thought
The
you
Three
said.
of Pentacles reversed does talk to the lack of work situation, or it may even indicate, that somehow you're not maybe attuned to working with partners, so you're better attuned to working in situations where you could be alone working, and maybe this has not been good to find those kind of jobs. But I really think that sort of talks to a person who's better working alone at a desk than necessarily on a team. That was the Sun reverse.
That's right. Okay.
And of course, the Sun reverse could be majorly indicating that there are some feelings of hopelessness, or that you're not really seeing something you should see. The Sun should brighten and give you information or show you things to do, but for some reason you're not seeing things there. It may be things you're choosing not to see. It could also be things that people are choosing not to show you, or that you're just not able to find or understand. And maybe that's what leads to the idea that all of this creates a burden on you, maybe more mental than anything, because you've been kind of telling us how it makes you feel.
Well, that would be mental or emotional. Sometimes that's a little bit different. But I look at this here, Harish, and what I see is that's the three. I want to look at this again. Yeah, that is
Three of Pentacles.
the Three of Shields. That's right, Shields. Okay. So with the Three of Shields, it almost seems like you're not connecting with the right organization or people yet. I just feel that there's that going on here. I like what Mr. O said and suggested, though, is that it might be, maybe because of health or other reasons, it might be good to try to look for something that you could do from home, whether it's computer work or some other phone work or something that you could do from home. And the other thing here with this, the Ten of Wands, is just showing me too how much you're feeling this burden right now here. There is seriously this sense that you feel really drained, you're weary, you're tired of the looking for the work. It's really, really clear. So let's do a Lenormand on this, and then I want to do another reading for you where we focus more on a time frame. Maybe we'll extend it to 2 months and see what we get.
Okay, so the top card was the Moon, here known as the Blood Moon. And then the bottom card was the Fox again.
Well, it's a very positive sign here.
Yeah, these are positive signs
Harish.
for you, Harish.
This indicates that you could become employed, because basically the Fox often deals with employers or employees, and the Moon indicates a workplace. So I do feel here you might be able to ultimately connect with something that could be beneficial to you, that could bring you some success. Let's see what the yes-no says. I do feel that there's still a little bit of a struggle here, but it's not impossible. It is like things might start looking up for you.
So we're going to ask within 2 months, and I realize that's a little long.
Yeah.
Maybe it should be 1 month even. I don't know, but we'll go 2 months.
I think we should go 2 months and just see.
Will you find employment in 2 months?
Oh, these are yours, right?
Yes.
Sorry.
That's okay. And I didn't shuffle for your
and I didn't
yes or no.
shuffle.
I didn't shuffle for your yes or no that you did.
Okay.
That's why I did this.
I want to see this card while you're doing that.
So we got 2 aces, which means it's likely that this will happen, that there's a good chance, maybe it's 65% chance, so it's more than 50%, you will get this job. You will get a job.
You'll get a job.
There's a Queen of Swords, and I think the Queen of Swords is sort of the idea of you have to really hang tough on a certain level, and you have to still consider all decisions coming towards you. So in other words, it's even possible that maybe a couple things may come up for you. I'm not saying they're both job choices, but one may be a job choice and one might be another choice that would distract from the job choice. So you have to really think about whether those things are equal or whether you can pass on the one or the other.
I'm going to go in a slightly different direction on that. I think it's leaning towards yes, that somebody will choose to hire you. I think it's somebody else making the decision or choice to hire you.
I could almost have said that. I didn't, though, did I? I'm sorry. I certainly hope that would be nice if somebody does make that choice.
No, he didn't say that.
No,
but
I
it's
didn't.
okay. What he said could be very well valid. We're both giving our opinions of what we see in the cards here. And my personal feeling when I saw that come up, I'm like, oh, good. Oh, good, because that means that somebody is going to choose you for a job. The likelihood is. 2 months
You have
from
to
now,
ask.
But remember, Harish, you're just going to have to keep working hard. You have to believe in yourself. You have to put your best foot forward out there so that they will make the choice of you among the other applicants. It looks very possible.
Will you come back and tell us you did get something, or we can ask more questions if we need to? But we would really like to know if this worked out for you. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm sure you have. I am sure. And it's just do not give up. Do not give up.
Do not. Okay, so who is next? Estelle?
I wish you the best, Harish. Good luck.
Good luck.
And do stick with us and come back and feel free to ask more. We're here to help.
Yeah, you don't have to wait a couple months to come back. You can come back anytime.
Susie,
I think
what
it's
kind
a
of
cell.
person is Alika
No,
the cat?
it's a cell.
Oh, it's a cell?
That's right.
Oh, I forgot to write a cell?
And the question is further up on your feed now. Is my ex Alabek
I
karmic
see it.
soulmate?
Oh, that sounds like a yes, no.
God bless you too, Harish. All right, do the yes or no. Many thanks.
I'm sorry, Susie. We'll get you right after this, I think. Yes. Sorry about that, Violet.
Well, I think Violet asked for both of them because we want to keep everybody focused on staying in queue.
Something's throwing me off my game today.
No, I know that Violet asked if Susie was around. I saw it here. Susie, are you here? Right after you asked Estelle, are you here?
I can't keep up totally with the chat.
So you should trust me then.
No.
Where's that bickering button? I know I've got it here somewhere. Is it here? Nope, that's not it. I know where it is. Nope, that's not it.
Shuffle the cards, you.
Nope, that's not it. Okay. Good luck, Violet. I know you're going to ask for a raise after this, but 5% of nothing is... Oh, I love you. Okay, we're doing a yes or no for Estelle on whether or not Alabek is the karmic soulmate.
You're darn right.
When we sell our first book.
Oh, it's a yes, no. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, good.
Is somebody being a little chimp, Kara? Or is it chump? No, I know you are, Violet. I got to work with this.
What? Ooh. Be careful how you answer that, Violet. All right. Okay. It's leaning towards yes, but the first card we got was the King of Swords reversed.
There's my sign. There you are. Thank you. Goodbye. King of Swords reverse. Ace of Cups upright. And then Ace of Pentacles reversed.
Okay, so like I said, it's leaning towards yes, Asal. Maybe they are your soulmate, which could explain a lot. Now remember here that just because as we know, just because someone's your soulmate does not mean that you are meant to be together in this life. Sometimes that just happens. Sometimes even you connect and then you fall apart. But the thing is, and I'm looking at this King of Swords here, and I wonder if Alibek really feels the same way. You may feel like you're, and it may be that you two are soulmates. You truly are. But I wonder if Alibek is really feeling that way,
I'm no expert, but I have known a few persons who profess to be Hindu and know things about karma. And of course, a couple of people have said karma is never really enacted when we're outside of the earthly plane. It's only enacted on the earthly plane. But we decide as karmic souls that know each other in between these lifespans, what are the lessons we want to learn. And I'm not saying this is the lesson, but it's a possibility that the lesson is to learn what it is like to not be with your soulmate, or have to have much time before you really achieve that. So looking at the cards, of course, the King of Swords and the two Aces, it really is saying, yes, it's possibility, but that King of Swords is maybe saying it could be the decision was not the one you wanted, that decision to be together. Because I think it's like what Banshee said. Soulmates are for all time or between many lives. What happens in our current lives is based on our current personalities. Our personalities in a lifetime are not our soulmates.
Well, when I think
our soul.
All right. What I think it's saying here, Asal, is that I feel Alibek has made, potentially a choice to not be with you despite that. And, this might be the wrong decision ultimately, but he made that decision, and that is why you're not together, I feel, is this is kind of on Alibek. Because you feel it, you kind of know that this must be what's going on here. And truly, maybe it is. But the thing is that doesn't mean that you will be able to overcome, what life throws at us in this particular lifetime.
It doesn't mean you won't be happy still and maybe won't have, a relationship that you really want to.
Yeah. So I do think if that, your question is about, because I do think maybe there is a connection here, and that's why it's so hard to
give it up.
Not just give it up, but not think about it. I guess not think about it. But the bottom line is, I think Alibek has just made his choice, and it's not necessarily the most healthy choice for him, I feel, because it's reversed. But it's the choice that he had to make. It was, and maybe on some level too, I get the feeling here that it was not necessarily an easy decision for him to make. But make it, he did. And that's what I see.
Are you going to do the Lenormand?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then...
Watch that change everything.
Yeah, I know. So once again, don't forget to watch the emotional exchanges if we're asking questions about relationships. Sometimes that information there might be helpful to you. Also, check out Banshee's Material Matters, the way to find out what's going on in your material and prosperity life. And later on this week, on the 23rd or so, we're going to have the monthly modality message. So stay tuned for that.
Well, you reminded me to throw these cards.
I was quick. You didn't wait that long.
Oh, no, it wasn't about that. It's the cards themselves.
All right. So.
Yeah, go first.
Okay.
There's no easy way to say this because we've got the man here and we have the coffin. And so I almost feel this is saying this connection is ending, not necessarily that you won't be soulmates anymore, but I really feel there's an ending to this connection to Alabec. And the coffin is here to kind of seal that. You know, it just feels to me like there is a soul connection. Perhaps another lifetime, things will be different again. But for now, it looks like it might be coming to an end.
I cast no aspersions on either of you or Alabec. It seems to me like, you know, he probably didn't make the right decision based on everything we've gone through with you. But that was his decision to make. And I feel that, you know, sometimes in between those lifetimes, we decide we'll figure it out again in the next one.
Right.
That's all I can say.
So I don't know. That's all we can say right now. That's definitely the way the cards are leaning for you, Asel. Wish I had better news.
Thanks for coming.
You are definitely connected in more than just, I feel, this lifetime.
Okay, and Susie asked, what kind of person is the Cancer, Alika? And I know
There's a lot of cancers.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
They're too moody and no one should ever deal with them.
What?
No,
Stir.
I'm just saying that. I like cancers, actually.
Gina's a Cancer.
I know.
One of our old friends was a Cancer.
Esoteric.
Two of them,
Cancer.
actually.
So I like my cancers, of course. I'm just being facetious. I'm being facetious. I apologize.
All right. Everybody's got to keep Mr. O in line for me.
Well, I had a good male friend who was a Cancer, Eric. He was my friend.
That's right.
He was your friend, too.
He was. That's why I said we... You know what? I thought of somebody else as a Cancer, but she was a Leo.
Judy?
Yeah.
Judy, we're not supposed to say that.
But our other friend's a Cancer. We like her lots.
Yes, we do. All right. I know who you mean, too. Shuffle, shuffle.
All right, let's see what we get about Alika here.
So I don't have a little... Yes, we are.
Yes, we are, but we're getting to the bottom now.
We're going to send somebody for a carry-out.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
All right.
All right.
Besides, I ate too many pretzels.
So, Susie. Okay, first card
6 of Cups, but upright this time.
is the upright Six of Cups. And haven't we had enough of it reversed?
Yeah, we have.
Then we have the King of Cups, and that one's reversed. Now, that almost sounds like a moody Cancer to me in a way.
It does.
And then we have the Four of Swords reversed, which is actually pretty cool. Do you want to go first? Six of Cups. King and...
I think this person, Alika, spends a lot of time dwelling on past happinesses, past things that they really like from their past. They're very nostalgic in some ways, but unfortunately, I also think what this could do in Alika's case, and maybe I'm just skating on thin ice here when I say this, but I almost feel like it makes them have expectations based on what they had in the past. In other words, you know, I base my relationships on what I loved about past relationships I've had. And so it's hard for them to judge people necessarily fairly because they're always comparing them to standards of what they really loved from their past. However, I feel here that they are the kind of person who can change, who can grow, who can improve themselves. In other words, this might be the way they've always viewed things, but give Alika a chance. They might be able to come around and look at things differently.
Well, the Six of Cups suggests, that there's a fondness about past experiences possibly that are shared or otherwise. But there is this idea that maybe somebody who can be very kind can also sometimes be cruel, and I indicated moody cancers. I don't know if that's really true of Alika or not. At some point, if you have been disengaged from them and maybe for a while, the Four of Swords seems to sound like maybe there'll be activity with them again. I'm not sure if that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, this Four of Swords means a lot of things to me. It means...
I guess they're trying to get engaged into activity. It's
into activity, not engagement
right.
per se. But the thing is that, this is also a card of recovery in a way. So, I mean, if you are or were in a relationship with them and there have been problems, they could resolve. But I do feel here this person invests a lot of time in expectations they have from happy times in their past. And so they can be a little emotional when they don't feel they're, and maybe immature, act out a little bit, when they're not getting what they expect out of a relationship or out of people.
So they're a mature person who maybe has bouts of some immaturity or maybe being a little bit off in terms of their emotional temperament, but they would like to be better. They would like to recover. Their biggest thing may be that, that they're drawn more to the happiness of their past, and maybe they don't always feel they'll be as happy going forward. Just a thought, I feel.
Shuffle away.
All right. And you're welcome, Estelle. I meant that, of course.
You're very welcome, Estelle.
And thanks for sticking around too, May. We'll get to you in a moment.
Yes, we are almost there.
All right.
Thanks, everybody, for sticking around. Really, we do appreciate it.
Okay, Susie. So the basic question shows the candy. The candy is... I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. Oh, in your deck, it's number 9. It's the flowers.
Oh. The poison flowers aren't flowers?
Oh.
Okay.
Then what did we do with the poison flowers? Uh-oh. The candy is the bouquet.
Okay. So what were poison? Isn't there poison flowers? Never mind. We're losing ourselves here. So,
the deadly flowers are the lilies.
You need to keep that out.
For you, yes, and me too.
Well,
I guess I messed that one up too.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Okay, back to Susie. Okay, so these are flowers, and a gentleman, perhaps, not necessarily.
Well, basically what this means is that you wanted to know what kind of person Alika is. I feel that they are generous. They're generally happy. They really want to get a lot of joy out of their relationships with others. I think it harkens back a little bit here to the Six of Cups. And so they really look for this kind of happiness. They love to give gifts to people. They love to receive from people as well. And also they just look for things that will bring them joy and happiness. They don't like things that will, bring them down emotionally. And so, like I said, that can be a good thing, but that can also be a bad thing if they base all their relationships on happiness and joyful feelings that they had from their past.
So
It's an interesting reading.
Right. I don't know if this is a person you want to be in a relationship with or are just good friends with or some sort of friends. But I feel like they do, like Banshee says, want to really make generous, nice overtures. And I'm picking up a strong feeling here because I realize that people born in the sun sign Cancer have a good chance of having their Mercury be in Leo, which of course can be a very magnanimous kind of approach to their personalities. So just going to throw that out there.
And that's
Your friend, okay.
Okay.
So they are generally a nice, magnanimous person, and maybe they're looking forward to getting more involved in life in general, or maybe with friends. And I think that's what we got.
That is what we have for you. Good luck with that. Why
All right,
can't I
Susie.
find what I'm looking for here?
I don't know. What are you looking for?
A certain card.
So May is up, and I wonder if May has a question for us.
Okay. Sorry about
You're
that.
welcome, Susie.
I'm thinking back to that reading we did. I don't think it would change it a lot what we said, but it could have had a slight difference there.
Oh, he's the Pisces and you're the Scorpio. I keep thinking of Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton. She was the Pisces and he was the Scorpio, and he was hell on her.
Okay, it's your ex. Okay. My deck. Go back to this one. Right?
Well, as a Pisces, I could generally tell you that probably they may take a while to process the whole idea about being an ex or going on like that. It's not everything is true exactly about that, but they have a lot of sentimentality, and so they may take a while to get over certain situations.
Scorpio and Pisces are a pretty good match.
Yes.
Are they not?
They are.
Yeah, they would be.
I have strongly felt a resonance towards Pisces, as you know.
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. Not because you are one.
I'm not.
You met her. An important Pisces in my life.
Yes. Uh-oh. Just lost my cards there. Let me move those back over here. All right. Boy, we've been having a hard time keeping it together today. Sorry.
It's got to be Mercury retrograde.
I think. I mean, how many times have I gotten that candy thing and the Lily's right with that deck? I don't know. I need to always focus on the numbers. That deck, it's hard for me to see the numbers from a distance. I have to look at them. So I would have known immediately. All right. Okay, the world is reversed. Aha, I love this card. So cute. The Seven of Wands is upright. Oh. And the Five of Pentacles is upright. Now, really feel about you. Well,
Since you're the Scorpio, I guess they probably feel like you were always the one maybe more in charge on some levels, or you were willing, to make a stand for what you believed in, whether in the relationship or whatever things affected both of you mutually. But they may feel, in general, that you were on a quest of some sort that won't quite happen or didn't quite happen, a quest to perfect or complete something. And so they sort of, is it possible that maybe they felt that at one point your goals overrode some of the feelings about the relationship? I'm not saying that for sure, but I just wonder if they could feel that way, that maybe, you know, you had that sense about you that you were, you know, determined to make your mark, and maybe that meant that other things in your life were not necessarily perfect, or with the Five of Pentacles, that maybe, you know, you might have neglected some things that they thought were important, or maybe they felt that they were on the other side of the relationship at times when they didn't want to be, or that they felt left out in some respects.
I'm kind of thinking here, I had to give this some thought. I'm kind of thinking here that they feel something is left unfinished here. They feel that something needs to be resolved or finished, concluded. As far as, I don't know about this fib, but maybe this plays into it. I almost feel like they may feel that it's up to you now to stand up and defend yourself, or to you know, so if this is about the fib, here they are, you know, the friend and him or whoever, and you have to stand up above them and now defend, you know, yourself, your reputation, whatever the case may be, because they are wanting to know, you know, is this true? I mean, it's possible. But I feel here, if it's about just things in general, something is left unfinished. They might be looking to you to resolve this or lead the charge in finishing this. And they may feel right now like they've been isolated in some way, or it's possible that they are isolating themselves from you, making it difficult to come to a resolution. One way or another, to me, it looks like somebody feels left out here. So I don't know if this makes sense to you, but I sense strongly here, because you asked what they feel. And so they feel
About
too,
you.
possibly, that you so far have had the higher ground here. But they're not sure that things have been completely resolved.
Or they feel that it left them
finished.
out
Yeah.
in some respects. This is a very personal feeling, so it doesn't mean that you did leave them out, but this is how they feel. And of course, there are Pisces, so, you know, sometimes that's kind of, you know, the whole idea of isolationism and institutionalized isolationism is rampant with some Pisces. I mean, they just really, it's a big part of their ethos or something.
So let's do the Lenormand on this. I'm curious what else we might see here.
I see. Well,
Sonny, do not take
I don't like
down
to make
the sun.
very specifics about, you know, most sun signs, but I do. And sometimes,
But he
but I do.
does.
And my relationships with Pisces have had some vacillations where they can be very sure, very unsure of their feelings.
All right, Lenormand. Boy, this is a tough one.
Oh, the house in Lenormand and the fox. Boy, we get that fox a lot today.
Yeah, we have. So it's interesting because, you know, I think they're... What do they feel about you? I feel like they have felt at times that there was some comfort. They felt sexually attracted to you. They felt there was some comfort and security there. There really is some positive signs here, actually. But I could look at this another way, too, unfortunately. I could also look at this and say that, you know, it's possible that they were the ones who were looking for other sexual excitement and expanding beyond, their comfort zone to find it. What was making them comfortable and secure was not necessarily enough for them. So, I sort of want to leave you to think about either of those, because one of those is probably more right than wrong. What do you see when you look at that?
Well, I didn't want to get into that, but you kind of also told us more about that too,
Ooh.
May. So it's pretty
Oh,
interesting.
that's it.
Very sorry about that. I think Banshee's on the mark with that. The only other thing I could say about this would be that maybe they didn't think or feel this would interfere with the comfort of the home. In other words, it was that whole covert angle they were going for, and they were wrong. And maybe, I don't know. At first I thought this might, before I saw that, what you just wrote.
I didn't even see it when I said that.
But I thought this might be connected to the fib that was told about you by the other parties. But now I think that's more about them, that their own feelings was that they were probably hoping to not bring this to home, but it did. And you had every right to react the way you did.
So I do feel as though this relationship and his feelings, I can almost see these cards just speaking to what you've been through here. There's things that seem unresolved. You definitely have the higher ground here, and maybe they realize this, that they were the ones who had to walked away, or you walked away, and they felt left out. But conversely, I can also feel, if you were cheated on, how you would feel that you were the one that, were left out and isolated here, because you truly had, the higher ground here. You were being, you weren't the one being unethical. Now here, again, I do feel I would go with my latter interpretation then and say this person just wasn't happy, with what he had, with the good things he had. He had to go out and find more excitement, whatever that meant to them.
Well, you make your bed, you lie in it, as they say. And so it may be that there's regret there about what he feels about you, but mostly I think you were on the side of the angels. And yeah, Scorpios tend to demand loyalty from their mates.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they try to be as loyal as possible themselves.
Well, good luck, May. That's what we have
luck.
for you. Thanks for waiting. I hope that gave you some insight.
All right, so were we going to get a divine question? I don't remember if she left
Divine,
one.
did you want a question?
Okay, she was commenting about her internet.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with Scorpios.
You're welcome, May.
Unless you're a daring Aries like me. I mess with this Scorpio.
Yeah, I don't need an Aries moon. I have her. But we both have Capricorn
I mess with this
moon.
Scorpio all the time.
Do you want to try again? There you go.
Well, good for you. And that's really all we can do. We cannot control other people, but we can control ourselves and our own actions and our own growth. So you take care of you, May. Let the other take care of their own mess. That Aries moon. You want the wand.
A general reading
Wand again.
with my team visiting the Bay Area. How will the things go? Okay. So is it
Okay.
my deck?
Yeah.
All right, I'll use the cat people again.
I just used
One
it.
like that. No, I'm going to use the Ancient Egypt one. I like that one. I haven't used that one.
In a
only
while?
Only once today, I think.
Oh,
You're welcome, Divine.
we got you, Divine, and then we've got Violet Lotus at long last.
Boy, you're racking it up there with the fire and the water placements. Violet.
Well, I'm kind of a cuspy Aries Taurus. I've got that grounding earth energy, and it is there to some extent.
You're welcome, May.
And it might explain a lot of my extravagant purchases on tarot tools and stuff. But the Aries fire is not diminished either. Mr. O knows.
No. I know.
Isn't that what Gina says? Mr. O knows.
I just figured that some Aries, go ahead and cut,
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
are just naturally stubborn too.
Stubborn. That's
know
the
that-
Taurus in me.
No,
Yes,
because I
it
see
is.
this a little bit, and you know who out there. You guys like to butt those ram
Violet,
heads.
he's throwing you under the bus now.
Just a little bit.
The
Okay.
Aries got to stick together.
Okay, so Divine, you have the Devil reversed.
That's good.
That's good. You have the Hierophant reversed.
That's good too.
That could be good too.
Oh, that's always good.
And then this is definitely good. The Ten of Swords reversed.
Ah,
Definitely good.
well,
Well,
it
I
could
mean,
be better,
it could be
but
better.
it's definitely okay. Let's just say that.
Well,
So-
if there's any shenanigans on this team's part, if anybody has hidden agendas trying to make you look worse or trying to make somebody work worse, maybe that's not going to happen. It just sort of looks like the Ten of Swords looks like plots fall apart. If people have bad ideas or ambitions, they may come to naught. The Hierophant and the Devil reversed both talk about releasing yourself from maybe conventional thinking and or things you felt are wrong about yourself. Like maybe if you have conflicts about, your inner worth or about, your emotional, sexual, or other feelings, this is saying maybe you'll come to terms with any of that. I don't know how that relates to the trip there other than the fact that...
Trip.
Right. Thanks for paying attention.
How will my
it.
team
I read it.
reading my team visiting the Bay? Oh, I see. How will
I
things
did read
go?
that.
Team visiting the Bay Area.
So I think maybe there's some unconventional things here. I think maybe some of this releases you or others from obligations or things that maybe you felt were holding you back. Is it related to the idea that maybe something defeats or is defeated and therefore the flow of energy in a new direction happens? I'm going to let Banshee insert.
Yeah, the only reason I wanted to recheck the question is I wanted to make sure I was on the right track, Mr. O. And so your team visiting, and I'm assuming this is your work team, this is really positive, Divine. I saw you talking about reversals there, and I got to remind you, some reversals are better. And so the Devil reversed is indicating to me that you're going to feel some liberation, some freedom. Is it freedom to speak your mind? Is it freedom to share new ideas and new thinking with them? Because that's what the Hierophant is all about. The Hierophant is about thinking outside the box, coming up with new ideas, alternate ways of doing things. So it sounds to me like the team will be gelling and working together really well. Maybe doing some brainstorming, maybe coming up with, like I said, new ways of working together. And the 10, if there have been any problems with the team, I think that maybe this visit will heal them. I think that this is, more positive than not, the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is kind of indicating if there were any struggles or any like he said, problems with somebody in the team. That's just going to be in the past now. It looks like things are looking up, and I think this trip will do that.
So you pointed out the idea about the imbalance with the males and female, you being the only one on the team, and I'm wondering if that Hierophant reversed and maybe the Devil reversed is talking about you standing out from this visit once they see you, if you're able to kind of show them what you are, that maybe you stand out in a way, they let go of those ideas of outmoded thinking, the Devil reverse. They release themselves from having restricted thinking about women on their team or your value on the team. I'm just wondering that this really sort of sets the role right, and mostly because you're able to take advantage to some degree and make sure you're not looked at as an underclass person. You really stand out to them as a woman, but also as a team member. I think that can happen.
Well, I feel here that, after reading what you've said, that you'll find that this might break you free from this limited, this idea that, they might be looking at you as lesser, like he said. I feel here that this might make you realize that maybe you are considered more equal. Perhaps, they realize you bring something else to the team that they lack, that they need. So I think it's all good. And again, this might heal your feelings about being, not as knowledgeable, etc. You might feel more like you fit right in.
Okay, so in the Lenormand, you have the Witch. What is the Witch?
Well, you've got the list now if you don't know.
And the Pumpkin. Okay, well, I'm going to look.
I know.
Well, the pumpkin is like the clover, so it represents good luck, fortune, things like that. And it's influencing the next card, which is
11.
11, thank you, for bad eyes. The Witch, and the Witch is the broom, the whip, things happening quickly. So I think this is saying that in a very lucky destiny kind of way, this experience with the team, their visit, moves things quickly to a new status quo or some changes that would seem to be lucky and favorable for you.
Divine. See, you always worried about the reversals. These were all very good. And not only that, you end up with the clover. And the clover is that good luck, that magic card that makes everything better anyway. And so the clover is saying that this just seems like a really fateful thing that is happening. It's going to happen swiftly where you realize that, wow, I'm so glad this happened because I feel so much better about things now. This is going to feel lucky, fortunate. You're going to be happy that you were able to meet with the team and that things went as well as it did.
Well, I think where the luck influences what's going on is the idea of changes, of something swiftly changing. Maybe it's their attitudes. Maybe after they meet you, it's like the ice is really broken. All of those people that you haven't met directly before or you've only interacted in certain ways, the ice is broken and you are going to find yourselves in a very lucky position there.
And you say you're talking about planning for next year. I feel here that the that could be evident here as well because there is something about timing associated with the clover. So it could just be saying, yes, this planning is going to go very smoothly. And I don't know, it's possible you guys might tie things up even faster than expected. It might just be moving that smoothly. So it looks good, Divine. I think it looks very positive for you. Good luck with that. And let's see what Violet has for us today.
Good luck,
Sonny, get
Divine.
back here. Come on.
That was a really nice reading. I hope you liked it. I thought it was
you
really
had to
nice
stretch and put your butt right in the camera, didn't you?
It's a sunny salute.
You
Alrighty, Violet.
silly little boy. You know you are. You know. Boy, my feet is way behind yours. Speaking of, look at that. He's mooning us all.
It's your cards.
Okay.
And his hair is flying everywhere. Hello there. I see shadow down there.
Come on, girl. God, she's such a skinny little cat. Oh, and you're jealous because you know I'm talking to her over there.
Feeling drawn to retro-themed stuff because my previous past life was during those times.
Use the Golden Girls? Is that retro enough?
I don't want to use the Golden Girl.
Should I use the Ghost Tarot?
You know what? I am going to use the Golden Girl.
Oh, okay. Sunny.
And yeah, we might have to do a yes/no, but let's see what we get when we do 3 cards. You are welcome, Divine.
I echo your statement, Divine. Thank you so much. Our moderator keeps it together for us, and that is a big challenge. Shadow walked away, Kara, so I'm sorry.
Are you looking at yourself on the screen? Is that what you were doing? There you are. You're there. You're there.
Yes, you do. I recommend a book with a pillow on it, so it's a little comfortable and it'll raise you up.
Ooh. Jeez, Violet, I wouldn't blame you if you quit on the spot after that statement. Hey.
You just know I'm being my usual sarcastic self. It's not personal. It's just scorpionic.
Yeah, we all have to make accommodations for the Scorpio, right?
Don't I for the I'm always right Aries types?
Oh, for crying out loud.
That's not harsh. It's soft. Pillows are soft. All right, so there's the King of Wands reversed. There's the Hangman reversed. Oi! And
3
then
reversals again.
the Nine of Swords is okay reversed.
Yeah,
I like
I know
that.
that.
I like that.
Well, so this question was about, are you attracted to retro things because you were, this was a recent past life? I don't know. I get the feeling here that
The Hangman could signify being held in an idea or a thought or a concept. The refusal to think about it or not wanting to think about outside of that.
sometimes people look at the hangman, some people look at the hangman reversed as popping down from the tree. That's often a common, interpretation. Another way of looking at it is like he just said, you get hung up on things. And so I don't know if this is just trying to tell me that you're hung up on the past right now, that it's nothing more than that. That, you might be kind of stuck there. We have the King of Wands reversed here too, which to me seems like not a lot happening. The Nine of Swords reversed here might indicate to me that you might be getting some comfort from this past retro nostalgia right now. Maybe it's just making you feel better, I almost get that feeling when I'm looking at this combination of cards here.
There's a sense of comfort with this, and there's a sense of nostalgia. A lot of times when I look at the card the other way around, it's the idea that maybe whatever is sorrowful has passed, has occurred before. So, of course, if we're looking at this as saying that it's not sorrowful, but it's still something from before another life.
Well, it's true that if you look at the Nine of Swords, it's about you've now overcome the fears and anxieties that have been plaguing you. But so in that sense, I don't really look at it as a retro or nostalgia thing necessarily. But
Well,
what
I
I
wouldn't say
do,
retro, it just said something from before. The previous
right,
life.
but I'm trying to answer the question.
I see.
So I'm thinking
wasn't.
here, I wasn't talking about your interpretation. So I'm thinking here that's why I'm looking at the Nine of Swords that way. That's why I guess I was trying to say. I'm looking at the Nine of Swords that way because I feel that it's saying that this gives you some comfort. This gives you some comfort. Clinging to some of these retro things that are attracting your attention right now. Let's do the Lenormand. I want to see what I get. Yeah, where's that Six of Cups when you need it, right? I know. That would have been perfect here. But for some reason, I am not getting past life vibes from these cards. Are you?
Only slightly, just in the sense of now that maybe it is a reflection from the past that you're thinking about. But maybe it's not conscious. Maybe it's very subconscious.
If I had some, where's the Ten of Pentacles or something that would just lead me more to think down that road. And like you said, the Six of Cups would probably do that too. I'm just not feeling it.
Dang. Crossroads.
Yeah, this could be an interesting one.
And the garden.
Well, we know the garden talks about social events, fun times, gatherings of people. Maybe, and then the crossroads is about decisions, choices. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. I almost feel here that this is saying that maybe some of the things that you are seeing from your past just draw you there because those times people were more, how should I say? Maybe times were more pleasant, things were happier. Because if you look at the society that we've got today and the environment we have right now, everything is just so much more divided than it's been, you know. We have never been in situations like we are. So you've been choosing to go back to that because it really makes you feel more connected than the disconnects that we are all experiencing today.
Maybe there's something really bigger here that we're not picking up on, and I don't know if you are, but you probably are. But the idea that maybe because this card influences that one, maybe this is saying this idea of this comfort that you feel here is making you choose where you're going, what your directions will be, that maybe you will find yourself being drawn more to the things that bring you more that sense of comfort because you know there aren't the things that take you to the opposite of comfort.
Well, you know what, though? In this world today, it is okay. We don't want to live in the past, but we want to bring some joy back into our lives. And so if these kind of things bring you joy right now, bring you peace of mind, a little bit of security in some very insecure times, why not? You know?
The only one of these cards that has a deeper esoteric meaning from Tarot's point of view would be that Hangman reverse. And this is just really saying, really, this is something you just don't want to change right now. You sort of want to have that there for yourself. And I think it just means it's an important part of you, maybe in a way you don't realize. Maybe because of the past life.
And as you know, the other aspect of the Hangman reverse could have a little bit of a selfish feel to it. But really, on the positive, in other words, you're more into your own self and your own needs right now. But sometimes you need that, you know. So really,
that leads to this then.
Right. This has to do with you and taking care of you right now. There'll be time, you know. This is something you need to experience and feel for yourself right now, and it's fine. You know, it's all good. There's a lot of people that like to watch old shows over and over again.
I can cut off your mic.
I
can cut off your mic.
Because they bring them comfort.
She doesn't believe it, but I did that. It's back now.
He's so mean to me.
I'm a Scorpio. It's what we do.
All right, well, then. It's a good thing I'm not doing your cards today, Mr.
Thank you, Angel.
What?
Tell her.
What?
Tell her.
But 10,000 times?
10,000 times. Right.
Lies. The DNA says you lie.
It seems like it anyway.
I don't know. I could talk about, I won't name the show, but it's the same kind of show. There's
Oh,
nothing different about it. It's the same kind of show. And
Oh.
we watch it all the time. Even the reruns. Oh, wait, that's what you're talking about with me. Okay, point taken.
Wow, that's our bickering for today, people.
I think I need to have some comfort now.
That's what we have for you, Violet.
Holy
I hope
moly,
that
we're almost
made
an
sense.
hour over time.
Honestly, I simply don't see past life reflected here. I just don't. I mean, we could do a yes/no, but I'm really kind of, from what I see there, I'm pretty convinced this is just something you need right now. So
Let's-
enjoy it.
Let's take it up
Enjoy it
next
for
time.
what it is. You are welcome. Made it to the end. Whew. Well, we had a little fun. We had a little bickering. We got off tangent. You know, a typical Sunday. Our internet went down. A typical Sunday.
A typical Sunday.
So, I don't know. But I'm sorry KC couldn't stay with us. I miss KC.
But we can tell Gina we saw him.
Yeah,
and
we'll have to
she
tell him he was
wasn't
here for moments.
They're buddies.
They're buddies. She keeps in touch with him, so maybe that's why he didn't come back.
Thanks,
Tina
Angel.
was not here.
It does sound like Sunday.
Well, anyway, everybody, thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the Banshee and Oberon bickering show, and stay tuned. There's plenty more where that came from.
Yes, it's a deep well that will never be totally discovered,
Revealed.
revealed.
All right, everybody.
Submerged through.
We hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you Thursday. Take care and have a good night ahead.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.